You're listening to Two Chunks and a Hunk. Movie musings for mostly everyone.
And welcome to Two Chunks and a Hunk. My name is Jordan Wonders, and this week I'm your chunk.
Chill.
Chill. The chunk.
My name is Jerry.
Welcome to Two Chunks and a Hunk.
I'm your chunk.
It's nighttime energy, but it's 9:30 in the morning.
I'm Doge, and sorry, boss, but there's only two men I trust.
Yes.
One of them's me. The other's not Honk.
I guess I have to do this one.
It is impossible. You can't do his voice in this movie.
And I'm Carter, and put the bunny back in the chunk.
What is his voice in this, dude?
I don't know.
Dude. It is.
Oh my God.
Spectacular. It is
Foghorn leg gump.
succulent. Yeah. It is delicious.
So
the hair.
yeah.
We can't talk about it yet.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, why are you the hunk?
Can you see why I wanted to see this with you in person?
yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
I know.
for
That's
sure.
my biggest regret.
I'm
that we
devastated.
couldn't watch it together.
Doge, why are you the hunk?
I got keys to a new house. It's not a new house, it's a new to me house, but my wife and I are moving. And so that's our schedule's pretty
Adopt, don't shop, right? You took
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
This is
Got a
Doge's
house.
last episode.
It's a shelter house. You know, we could have gone to a breeder, but we wanted a house
It's
that
a
had
mutt.
personality. Yeah, we can't really tell exactly what the parents were like. There might be some behavioral issues, but we love it just the same. No, it's cool though. You guys both just moved within recent memory. It's very, very.
It was about a
soon.
year ago almost.
Not too long ago.
Yeah,
Carter,
we've been
you
in the
about
house this year.
Yeah?
For a year. Mm-hmm.
year? How many bedrooms does yours have, Carter? I can't remember.
2.
Oh yeah, see, we have 3. Jordan, how many?
That means he knew.
How many square feet do you have?
I don't know off the top of my head.
I think we have more.
Gosh, dude.
How tall is your house?
That's like a dimension.
Mine's
Wait, do you
taller.
have 2 stories?
I do, but it's not like that.
No. Now he wants to be all. As soon as he gets called out for it, he's like,
No.
"No, I'm just kidding.
Genuinely, it's not like that. Every time I'm like, yeah, it's 2-story. I feel like it's like, ooh, silver spoon, Richie Rich's Christmas wish over
Well,
here.
hold on.
I'll
What do you
say.
define as it's 2 stories, but not like that? Are there rooms and a bathroom and some floor space upstairs?
There is, but it's
It
not
sounds like it's a 2-story house then.
yeah, but it's weird. It's
Feels
because
like a 2-story house to
the
me.
downstairs is just like dining room, living room, master bedroom.
Oh, so like a 2-story house.
It's not like that though. It's not one of those where you're like, ooh,
Hey.
Mr. 1%.
Hey, gang. I've seen the house, been inside of it. It's a 2-story. I mean,
It's a 2-story
house. It's a
I should mention that it is 3 streets over from Jordan.
yeah.
It is
I
actually
can walk to his
3
house.
stories. I should tell you. It's a
I should tell you,
3-story house.
it's actually 4 stories.
wow.
And I'll tell you all 4 right now. Yeah,
Once
no,
upon a
Doge is
ground
moving-
floor.
Doge and his bride are moving actual 3 streets
That's
down
amazing.
from me.
That's so exciting.
And that is not why we chose it,
Well,
but it definitely did keep us from wanting to choose it.
the Bahama Bucks within walking distance is what
It
sealed
was the
deal.
Bahama Bucks. It was that summertime trek to get me some shaved ice that
Doesn't get
had
any
me
better, does it?
convinced. It's 0.8 miles from a Taco Bell. I did try out my new Taco Bell last night. It is quite good. The Mexican pizza is back and better than ever, baby.
Wow.
Back and better than ever.
How long has that been gone? 15 years? 10 years?
Oh, it's
I don't
been
really
about
keep
since
track of Taco Bell menu items.
94, I believe, has been the last time
No,
it was.
because I've had it in my life, and I didn't have it as a baby.
Listen, you don't get these by like just eating Taco Bell all the time. So someday we'll have a Twitch stream, and that'll be even funnier.
It'll be hilarious. People can see the fact that I don't shower before these episodes, so
Ooh,
do that.
the greasy glisten.
The greasy shine of a moving boy.
Now, what I would love to do is talk
do
about
it.
this movie, which is, of course, known as Con Air. I need a synopsis so that I can talk about it. In fact, hold on. You know, there's always this dichotomy, right? There's this push and pull. There's two wolves that live inside every podcast, and which one wins? It's the one that you feed. And the two wolves.
Yes.
The two wolves are, hey, do you go new release? Do you go the movie with the most hype? Or do you go the best watching experience always? And ladies and gentlemen, we went with option number 2 this time. Wolf number 2 wins today. Yeah. And if you're one of those people that's like, I don't always watch all the movies that they talk about, I would recommend hitting pause and renting this movie or finding this movie.
Hey, it's on Amazon and it's also on Peacock Premium.
Well, there you go.
Give it a watch.
Boom.
This week's synopsis is a real treat, guys.
Yay.
It was written by, I'm going to read you their email address first, not the whole thing. sprintcs@emailprovider.com. The name of this individual is Cameron Poe.
Okay. You know what that means.
He
you have
wrote
to do,
his
right?
own review.
Yeah.
You know what that
It's
means.
totally
I do know what that
can't
means.
not
I do know what
be.
that means. Cameron Poe says, Cameron Poe, a highly decorated U.S. Ranger, is convicted of manslaughter after protecting his wife in a drunken brawl. Finally, after 8 years.
Finally is the second sentence.
Finally, after 8 years, he's being paroled and going home to his wife and daughter. His ride home? The jailbird, which is also transporting society's vicious murderers to Feltham Penitentiary, Louisiana's toughest maximum security prison. A surprising escape is made on board the plane as the con seized control of the plane and headed toward Las Vegas. The officials on the ground want to blow it out of the sky, but 3 people know an alternative. U.S. Marshal Vince Larkin, Cameron Poe's wife, and his daughter.
It really is Foghorn Gump, isn't it?
It's Foghorn Gump, almost Moira Rose.
Oh, yeah, it is vaguely Moira-ish, isn't it?
Yeah.
Foghorn.
In terms of
call.
just like not a real voice that ever existed anywhere on this planet.
Said my daughter.
Okay, I had never seen this. Doge
Me
had never
neither.
seen this.
Me neither.
Carter, you had seen this.
Bro, I probably saw it in 98. I probably saw it a year after it came out. 10-year-old boy watching on TNT.
Yeah.
Come on.
Man, what a TNT movie this is, huh?
What
They
a
know
TNT
drama.
movie.
They
What
know.
a wheels off.
Now, Carter, what you neglected to tell me in the pitch for this movie is that this is a sky heist, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, bro.
This is a
I
heist
kept-
movie up in the sky.
Yeah.
There's enough absolutely ridiculousness that I was like, I'm not giving you a taste of any of it. Just know, I think I just said like Nick Cage has a southern accent and long hair and just was like, have fun.
Yeah.
And boy, didn't we? Look, I don't know how to say this any other way than I could have watched 3 more hours of this.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is immediately 1997.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
The How Do I Live Without
That song was written for this movie.
Are you
It
serious?
was.
Yes.
And it got an Oscar nomination.
No way. I did not know it was
And-
written for this movie.
It was one of 2 Oscar nominations. The other one was sound. And I think it was just because of the breathiness of his Alabama.
Oh, I thought it was going to be all the times it was like,
No, it definitely was that.
It was sound because it was quantity of sound.
Yeah,
It was
sure.
the most sound ever put on film at that time.
How Do I Live was nominated for an Oscar and a Razzie in the same year. One
No
of the
way.
very
Amazing.
only.
Hey, that song's really good though.
It is
a
really
good
good.
song.
And Chelsea was like, it was Chelsea's first time to watch it. And she was like, oh, okay. Like she's like, I am
Yeah.
so in. She already kind of knew the vibe. We recently had been going through a lot of the Daddurday Afternoon vibe type movies. She never
Sure,
really was
cool.
exposed to that.
sure.
Cool.
And boy, is this it. We're in the rain. We have a fight.
Yeah.
This man who's superhuman. Accidentally kills a guy.
Dude, the judge that sentences him says the rules are different for you. Because of your training, you're a lethal weapon.
Yes. Oh my
It's
gosh. That's
just-
so dumb. And it's the
horrible.
best.
It's horrible. This
It's
movie,
the best.
This movie,
16-year-old boy writing it.
Yeah.
Feeling like
it is that perfect needle thread of like, man, this is one of the dumbest things I've ever seen. Do you have any more? Can I have some more, please?
Do you got some more of that?
Can I have some more, please?
Can I have Con Air too?
Dude, the concept alone of like plane transporting criminals, like high security plane transporting criminals is hijacked by the criminals on board is so simple and so perfect that I can't believe it hadn't already been done.
How
Right?
Isn't it so
we're
fun?
like 2 for 2 in Daddurday Afternoon. No, Daddurday Afternoon. Rad Daddi-2-de.
Rad Daddi-2-de.
Oh my gosh, that
Rad
is-
Daddi-2-de.
Rad Daddi-2-de. We're 2 for 2 in terms of the coolest ideas for a movie.
Yeah.
Because the Predator is the coolest idea for a movie. And also so is Con Air the coolest idea for a movie.
Right. You know what Daddurday Afternoon movies need to be? And it's been right there in front of us the whole time. Simple.
Yes. Yep.
Just be
Listen, dads
simple.
don't have time. Dads
They
are
got
not going
lawns
to read.
to mow.
Dads are not going to read a whole Wikipedia page about like, oh, you have to understand the sociopolitical climate
You
of
need to
ancient
be
Rome
able-
to like Gladiator. No.
You need to be able to reminisce about the Daddurday movie with other dads and no one actually say something that was from the movie, but it feels close enough that you're like, yeah, I love that.
Absolutely. It needs
Yeah, you need to be able to
movie
be
can
like, you
fall
seen Con
asleep
Air,
during.
right? And the other guys are like, yeah, when he's like, whoop-ah! And you're like, yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Dude,
totally.
I love that.
It's so
a
awesome.
movie that you can take a mowing nap.
Something
during.
else I didn't tell y'all is this cast is kind of impressive. Like,
It really is.
the cast is low-key like, oh,
big
how
time.
on earth did this happen?
Oh, big time.
Which somehow
Yeah.
Buscemi ends up being in. He's also in Armageddon, so it's like, how is he somehow a Daddurday actor? I don't know.
Yep.
I don't know. But yeah, Nick Cage, dude. He like trained. He like lived in Alabama for 6 months or something.
You know what? Did not pick up the accent, which is shocking.
Did it? I was like, what was he doing while he was there?
He had earplugs in the whole time. Weird. Strange. He never
He just
once
wanted to
heard
smell it. He just wanted
never
to smell
once heard
Alabama.
somebody from Alabama talk.
No.
Dude, but if his accent's good, it's a worse movie.
Yeah.
Like Prince
There's
of
so
Thieves
much-
in that way.
Yep.
It's so all over the place. I don't know how both A Letter from His Daughter and A Bunny. I think this was the cinema's introduction to Horcruxes because it was like, if you kill that, you kill him. Like you can't mess with the letter.
Yeah.
Everybody is the most ridiculous version of that character. And then there's John Cusack is also here.
100%. 100%.
Hey, John Cusack, he hated this movie, by the way. He hated being on this set. The rumors were he's just trying to get paid so he can do some more of his indie vibe stuff that he loves to do.
John Cusack in this movie is untoasted room temperature whole wheat bread.
Yeah.
He is by far the most boring and least interesting part of this to me.
It doesn't make sense. If that was Tommy Lee Jones, this is the greatest movie of all time.
That's what I'm saying. It absolutely
that's
felt
true.
like that Tommy Lee was supposed to be in this movie somewhere.
We needed someone to banter back with the worst and most violent agent of all time.
So how would you feel if this was set in The Fugitive verse? If Tommy Lee Jones just played the same guy he played in The Fugitive?
I mean, that's fine. Tommy Lee Jones already just plays the same guy he
That's
plays in
true,
The Fugitive
yeah.
and everything he's in anyway. So
Very true.
Like if Cameron Poe was like, "You don't understand. He touched my bunny," and then Tommy Lee Jones was like, "I don't care."
touch my bunny, put me on a bed.
If Tommy Lee Jones on the radio was like, "I cannot sanction this Con Air."
stupid.
No, it's good. It's a very good podcast that you should tell your friends
It
about.
is good. You know, I'll speak to the script for just a moment. I really was convinced that this whole thing was going to go the way it went because the gun was snuck onto the plane in the like the undercover officer's ankle. But there was already a plan in place before that, and all that gun really did was almost nothing
Yeah.
except get somebody extra killed.
Yeah. This movie was being written as it was being filmed.
No way.
Literally.
So
and
would you say
that
they
was
were
driving Malkovich crazy?
Would you say they were building the plane as it was flying?
Yes.
It does.
Oh,
seem
there's so much interesting history around the filming of Con Air. Like the Jailbird plane had several owners after this movie and before this movie. It was like a cargo type plane.
Yeah.
In 2010, the 3 people on board of that plane that owned it at the time died. So it crashed and people actually died on this plane. It is such a bizarre fever dream of an action movie to me.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Specifically,
somehow also simple.
Steve Buscemi and that little girl, like they included
What?
this reforming of this serial killer who
That is
changes his mind.
Shocking.
Who also is maybe the religious character now?
Yeah.
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 Because he had
Yeah.
a tea party with her.
Yeah.
That's why. I mean, obviously. You guys,
That
have never,
was
you guys
so
have never had a tea party and it
strange, dude.
shows.
Yeah. Yeah.
The tea party with he's got the whole world.
What?
And then he's like, I don't kill anymore,
In
actually.
his
I'm like a
hands.
regular guy now. And I'm going to go
totally regular
gamble
guy
in
now.
Vegas.
I'm just Steve.
It's just me,
Uh,
Steve.
Something that I've learned from Con Air is if you're a convict, you know current world history of all convicts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what everybody's in for.
Dude, it
Yeah.
was High School Musical stick to
know-
the status quo up in that plane. It was like, those are the weirdos. I'm going to hang out with the jock prisoners. It was-
That's true.
everybody got on and they were like, what's up, nerd?
It was Mean Girls smoking the same oregano. Absolutely that scene.
If there was any strategy in this movie, which I don't think there was,
No.
but if there was, it could be claimed by let's make sure Cameron Poe doesn't have too long of a dialogue at times.
Yes,
He needs to
yeah.
talk in 1 and 2 sentences because when he talks a long time, like when he's like basically telling the scene as if we needed to be spoon-fed as the narrative, he's like, it's like they put together the craziest people on the plane and we're right stuck here in the middle of it. And he just keeps talking. It's exhausting.
It
like
is
hearing
so
Cameron Poe
exhausting.
talk for too long is too much. Nick
Yes.
Cage was high on the Daddurday Afternoon vibes.
Uh-huh.
He has
I
done.
thought you were saying he was high. And I was like,
He
I
was
believe
high.
that too.
Well, he's in a
He's done
plane.
what he's done.
Yeah.
He did what Hollywood film lovers call the Holy Trinity. Nick Cage, Holy Trinity. That within
Con Air,
24 months,
Face Off. What would the
and
other
The
one be?
Rock
Oh, The Rock.
within like 24 months.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm becoming increasingly convinced that maybe instead of Daddurday Afternoon, Rad Daddi-2-de, we should have done a Cage series where
Yeah.
we did Nicolas Cage's big time, and we did those 3 movies.
yeah, I mean,
You guys want to delete our Predator episode and just do that instead?
yeah, we'll just go back.
And we'll just go back in time and do that again.
We'll just go back. I think that'll be fine.
No, please don't.
I've ceased to exist.
Arnold, while we're trying to delete his episode, is like, look at me. I'm here.
I'm
here.
I'm right here.
Look at me.
Now, I do love, script-wise, that there is a little extra here that's not just like prisoners fight on plane. Specifically, the Baby O needs insulin storyline.
It's just funny to say out loud.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I'm with you. But
This
I'm-
guy is a good sweaty dyer.
dude,
Is
I'm
he
not being
Yeah.
sarcastic.
He's
I
good at
Bubba
dying
really
sweaty.
like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like his story of,
Just needs his insulin, dude.
oh my God, it actually is Bubba Gump.
Mhm.
I completely
Yeah.
didn't. Wow.
Yeah. When he died, he went on the big shrimp shack in the sky.
Wow.
Oh, wait. That is so funny, though, that he's got like, we do have that. That's where he got it from. He's like, hey, man, the only way I can act is if you sound like Tom Hanks from Forrest Gump. Could you do that for me?
You think it's his fault? Yeah.
Yeah, could be. But yeah, the idea of like prisoner needs insulin and now can't get it because this thing is being hijacked is inherently very interesting to me.
I know. That's really
Yeah.
good.
I'm going to get your needle. Don't you worry, Bubba. I'm going to get your needle. Cameron Poe looks at Cyrus and he looks back at his wife and he goes, is he smart?
That's a very good Forrest Gump.
It's a pretty
by the
good
way.
Forrest
Here's something.
I almost said force bump.
Forrest Bump.
Forrest bump.
I'm not going to super dump it.
Okay.
And I'm not going to make excuses as I am going to make excuses as to why. A lot of disclaimers here. So Jordan had a very appropriate super dump for Predator in terms of the way Jesse Ventura's character spoke, right? And it's
Yeah.
like there is this Hollywood assumption that military, just men in general, cocky men are disgusting, and they're not too far off.
Right.
I think we leaned in too hard. Like, there's ways to make something feel believable. Actually, I am going to super dump it. There is a lot of so Danny Trejo's character is super cringy.
Yeah.
But it's a weird thing of but he's supposed to be. Well, yeah, so was Miggs in The Next Cell over from Hannibal Lecter. But in the realism of that, we're like, man, what an awful world. What a dark person. But here it was almost like when we're kind of applauding, understandably in Daddurday movies like this, the villain needs to be awesome. But when we're applauding the villains of what they're capable of, and then we throw in he's consistently trying to rape the only woman on the plane.
Yes.
No.
That is also my super dump.
Hey, that's also my super dump as well.
It's just yucky.
I think that doesn't
Tommy
belong in this
24
movie.
or whatever it was.
I think
it really shouldn't be here.
Because all the other crimes are so heightened, totally wild. You know what I mean? And that's way too real.
Yeah,
you know
Steve
what I mean? There's not a way.
serial killer drove across 3 states with a girl's head on a hat. It's all so ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then
it should have been he's eaten 27 people or something. You know what I mean?
He should have been a cannibal. Yes, 100%.
Yep.
It just, I don't know. And once you get to that point, his scene with the guard on the plane is just poor taste. It just feels
really
it's
awful.
Beyond.
And it's almost like they tried to redeem it by having everyone be like, you can't do that. Poe is between punches saying don't treat women like that.
Don't treat women that way.
And that way, yeah. And then Cyrus has a very vivid description of what he doesn't like about rapists. And he's got, I'll handle all this, but I won't handle a rapist.
That felt to me, and this, we can cut this if this is too weird or whatever. Marvel released a special comic issue after the terrorist attacks on September 11th, 2001. That one of the panels featured it was everybody from Marvel Comics at Ground Zero, mourning, this is a horrible thing or whatever. And some of the panels were Magneto and Doctor Doom there being bummed out. And it was they have tried to blow up the whole world lots of times.
Yeah.
That's just weird taste. And so having all these people on this plane be you can't do that. It's you wore a little girl's head as a hat. I don't think you would draw this line.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. No, I think if you're going to include this
Cyrus,
character with this crime, with this rap sheet, I think the way you handle it is as soon as Cyrus realizes who he is, ejected from the plane.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, and this is coming from someone who owns a copy of the Anarchist Cookbook, likely signed.
Right. Yeah.
And he's upset about.
By Julia Child? Who was that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was Julia. Yeah.
She's like,
the first thing we're going to do is...
Seize the means of production.
Let me tell you about a wonderful man named Molotov. Today we're going to make
belong to the
a
workers.
lovely cocktail. Today we're going to eat cake. Dude.
Oh, I'm crying.
Amazing. By Julia Child.
Okay. Woof.
Delightful.
So what I was going to say is included among the coolest things ever of all time. One of those things is writing a message to a DEA agent on a dead body and then
On
pushing
Dave
that body out of a plane.
Yep.
That is so sick. It's it is.
And it's
awesome.
Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
Yes.
What? And here's the thing. So that's what's slowing you down. Except when we pull the car, you can't really tell.
I had the same thought.
And much of this movie is the back of the plane is just down. And it's not very windy at all in the plane. If there's anything Uncharted taught me, it's you got to fight to stay up there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's hard to stay in a plane. But that's just Tom. It's just Tom so light he gets blown out.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
There are I would include that among greatest ideas in a movie ever. The pushing of the body.
Writing a note on dead Dave Chappelle.
Yep, and then pushing the body out is
okay. Yeah,
such a fun idea.
What's his name? Pinball.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I'm pretty sure his name is Pinball. The names in this movie are totally wild to me.
Pinball Parker, yeah. No, I love all of the names, dude. Nathan Diamond Dog Jones. Sally Can't Dance. William Billy
that did
Bedlam
make me want to
Bedford.
watch more Ted Lasso, by the way. Just where we're checking on my Lassomometer, that did make me want to watch more Ted
What,
Lasso.
saying Diamond Dog?
Saying Diamond Dog.
Yeah, Cyrus the Virus is a spectacular name.
Such a 1997 criminal name.
Yeah. Look,
I don't know why I said criminal like Yogi Bear. I didn't mean
criminal.
to. Criminal.
1997 criminal name.
1997 criminal name?
Boo-boo.
What is this episode? Who
It's
is this
the
for? best,
dude. This is
Who
what
is this
happens when
for?
you watch a movie so simple, so divine. This movie is it's a chocolate chip cookie of action, right?
Yeah.
It's just like, it's a chocolate chip cookie. We just did it. We did a chocolate chip cookie and we made sure it tasted good.
Right.
That's what this movie is.
It's not going to blow your mind, but if it's done well, it will be the thing you remember the most.
And you'll have another. I'll
Yep.
tell you that.
I'll have another right now.
I'll have another. It would be a missed opportunity if we didn't talk at least a little bit about Nicolas Cage's hair. Now, is it a mullet? Is it a skullet almost? Is
Who
it
knows?
a wig?
Because it
Is
really
it a wig?
doesn't. I don't know if it's a wig. It really doesn't go down from his head.
It
like
goes
hair
out,
does.
huh?
It goes out, and
Yeah.
then it has corners, which is not a thing hair usually has, but he has it here, and they're great.
It has corners, and it does have corners. Well, yeah, I think perhaps it adds to the ridiculousness of his character that his hair does look like scarecrow hair.
Yeah, very much.
Yeah. Yeah. It's an interesting choice.
It looks like they removed it from a scarecrow, popped it on Nick's head, and said, "All right, go be an action hero."
It has to be a wig,
Yeah.
right?
I don't know.
I mean, he was absolutely shredded to death.
Yeah, he was.
enormous in this movie. So he did
Nicolas
keep him working.
Cage over here.
Yeah.
if you work out enough, bullets kind of just don't even affect you.
Yo,
Yeah.
when he ate that
Is what
bullet
I've
to the
discovered.
arm and just kept on walking.
Yeah.
That's when it's like,
That's a
man,
pretty good
he is a
scene.
weapon.
Yeah.
He is a lethal weapon, isn't he?
He is.
I found myself, I think this is the template, right? This is the template that led some 20-something years later to things like John Wick being able to exist, where
Yeah.
it's just like, man's pissed about his dog. Here he comes.
Yep.
You don't need
It's
a whole lot
simple.
more than that.
Completely simple. Yep.
Just, hey, he's mad and he's scary and he's coming for you.
Yeah.
The
Just more capable than you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just more capable.
And that's what we
than
get
you.
here. Now, there's a lot that we're capable of, much like Nicolas Cage. We're capable of conversation, laughter, impressions, and pulling on your heartstrings. But to keep doing it, we need dollar bills.
Dollar bills.
It's time for shout announcements. It's shout announcements, and it's time to do them.
Now,
Now. You know what it is? You know what it is time to do is go ahead and
Go
do you
ahead.
like this? Are you having fun? Are you enjoying what we're doing
So aggressive.
for you? Then
dude, chill.
Is this fun
okay,
for
then-
you?
Is this fun? Are you happy with this? Then pay us
Do you
for it.
like this?
We have created opportunities for you to show your appreciation for us in a monetary way. And that is by supporting us on Patreon. We have 2 tiers. There's a $3 tier where you get access to our patron-only bonus episode feed, where you get bonus episodes of 2 Chunks and a Hunk covering all kinds of things. Things like a Goofy movie, things like Parasite, 2 movies that are exactly the same. And then at the $5 tier, you get access to that bonus episode feed, plus you get to be on our patrons-only Discord channel, where we're currently talking about Kenobi, a little show you may have heard of about one of the lesser-known Star Wars characters. He's kind of a background guy, but he got his own show now. And you get to know all what we think about it, I guess on Mini Monday, but also in Discord. Our bonus episodes coming up, we have a couple that we're super excited about. We just wrapped a video game series not too long ago, but we didn't put out a bonus episode for that series because we couldn't make the scheduling work. So now I feel like we could talk about this now. Our bonus episode for our Vidya James series is going to be Sonic 2. That's streamable now, so there is literally nothing standing in our way of watching that and releasing it for you guys. So you can keep your peepers peeped for that coming soon. Our Daddurday Afternoon bonus episode is one that I'm maybe even more excited about than Sonic the Hedgehog 2. And that is Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This is that real dad energy, but also it's kind of tearing up right now. I've had multiple people text me and be like, please talk about this. Have you heard? This is so good. I went to see it. I'm going to go see it again. So we're actually going to do that over on Patreon. I know I've never seen Top Gun, so I have a little bit of homework to do before I go see it.
I do too, yeah.
So we're going to do that homework and then go see Top Gun Maverick, and then we're going to talk about it on our Patreon feed exclusively for our supporters over there.
I have seen Top Gun. I think it is pretty good. It's okay. It's pretty good. But I have heard that Maverick blows it out of the water.
Isn't that shocking? I'm like totally surprised
I am
by
too.
that.
I really am too. But Tom Cruise is on a roll for the last 5 years or so.
He's pretty choosy, I think.
Yeah.
And that's because, honestly, do you know my conspiracy theory? Ever since that Scientology documentary came out with Leah Remini, you know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
It feels as though Tom Cruise has been incredibly choosy on his roles, and it feels like that might be because of his community might be like, hey, only do good ones so nobody has any reason to be bummed about Tom Cruise.
Because then they'd be bummed about Scientology.
Because then they'd be like, what else do I not like about him? Oh, this cult.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of cult, those of you that haven't reviewed our podcast, I wish you would. I've gone through seasons. I have my affinity for those that have not reviewed, and those that have reviewed is kind of like the Con Air script. It's a little bit all over the place. A lot of fire, a lot of explosions.
Rage knows no bounds.
I'm feeling pretty chill today. But I would say go over to Spotify, go over to iTunes, and rate and review our podcast. That is the best thing that you could do for this podcast outside of giving us money monthly. I mean, both of those are great, but we'd love to have a little bit more of that momentum on the algorithm world in that multiverse to move higher up in Brazil's ranks. We are now in the top 50 TV film review podcasts in Brazil. So we're making our mark.
And listen, that's nothing to shake a stick at, right? There's a Brazilian podcasts over there. And so for us to be in the top 50 is a huge honor.
Yeah, huge honor.
Next week is the conclusion to Daddurday 2-de-de, Rad Daddi-2-de, or whatever it's called.
Did you guys did you see the episode description for last week? Spelling that out actually made me want to chop my fingers off.
Well, our conclusion next week, I've got a little advice for you, and that is keep Randy Quaid's name out your mouth. Will Smith approaches at top speed to slap some aliens in the face.
Yep.
It's Independence Day, baby.
Keep my planet out your mouth.
Chris Rock plays an alien in this movie. Yeah, it's going to be fun. Also, Jeff Goldblum, which is always a good time.
Yeah.
Always.
I mean, for some reason, I just forgot that we get to see him. I'm so excited about that.
Yeah.
Is there?
He's like that
There was a sequel?
uncle, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. A couple years ago.
Independence Day Resurrection?
Resurgence.
Resurgence.
I bet it's terrible.
Yeah. But Jeff's
Just
in
a
it, huh?
guess. Just a quick guess.
Jeff's in it, but no Bill.
No Bill.
No Billiam.
Well, guess we should go back to the show or some ads, whatever's next. Chunkies, are you looking to make high quality professional live streams? Are you looking to do that very easily and quickly?
Obviously.
Perhaps.
Obviously. Yes,
I think
obviously.
we all want that. Well, I have good news. Our show this week is sponsored in part by Melon, which allows you to do just that in under 15 seconds. It streams to any of the streaming platforms, and you can bring guests on in one click. You don't have to sign up. You don't have to download anything. Works for anybody making video content, whether it's live or whether it's pre-recorded and you're uploading it at another time. Tons of brand options to help you stand out, and make
stand out. I think you stand out with it.
Cash. Fastest growing live streaming product right now, Melon.
And you can go live in just those 5 kicks and clicks. We've got stands and stands. We've got kicks and clicks. So it's multi-stream. You can do Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, all that stuff all at once. Cloud-based. So our servers do all the work. As in, speaking on behalf of Melon, we've got the full HD.
Now.
We're part of their team now.
We're part of the Melon family.
I put their name on my business card. Should I not have done that?
1080p so they can see all the pores of that melon. And then it's unlimited customization, like Jordan already talked about, overlays, backgrounds, brand colors. And then there's donations. Do you want to earn income and be rich in a new tax bracket like your chunkies, like your chunk boys, like your pod boys are? You can do that with Melon. Take 0% of those fees, by the way. All that money is going straight into your pockets if you have them on that day.
Melon's easy to set up, intuitive UI, easy in-studio navigation, nothing to install, and it will record locally onto your hard drive. You can get separate video and audio tracks for each participant if you're, I don't know, maybe cutting a podcast episode together after you record. This is a great opportunity to do that. And listen, we've talked before about how easy Melon is. It's super duper easy, but should you get stuck, they have real people there, ready to help you at any point. Real humans who love you, who are proud of you, who will help you with any Melon problems you've got. And if for some reason you don't want to talk to a real human, which I get it, some people don't want to do that, they also have written video and audio guides.
If this sounds like something that's right up your alley and you're interested, I have good news. Melon has partnered with Lil Old Us to set up an awesome free trial for our dear chunky listeners. And if you want to take part in that free trial, you're going to go to melonapp.com/chunky. That's melonapp.com/CHUNKY to get started for free today. melonapp.com/chunky.
Melon, show people your melon via live stream.
My favorite trick is beginning part 2 of an episode with my super pump. I like the energy.
I love that
just
energy.
about to do it.
I know you were.
I love that.
I just like starting it with the positivity. My super pump for Con Air. Didn't even have to think about it. I knew as soon as he appeared. Cyrus the Virus, a.k.a. John Malkovich.
Yeah.
Is the best thing about this movie.
Amazing.
He is so weird. I mean, it's John Malkovich.
Yeah.
He is intense. He's in control. He is I could listen to John Malkovich read the phone book. Just the way that he says words with his human mouth sounds better than most other people saying words with their human mouths. Yep. He is the perfect scuzzy villain for Nicolas Cage to try to kill.
Yeah. Yes. This movie is full of people who can only play themselves. Mm-hmm. Between like Nick Cage, Buscemi,
John Malkovich.
But Malkovich is the most believable. As like, if I met John Malkovich, I would believe that he could be a terrifying criminal man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who appears to be really cerebral and yet can't sniff out Poe's intentions.
Yes. It's because because whenever you talk with that accent, it effectively obscures any like nonverbal information.
Yeah, it's like if Elmer Fudd could trick Bugs Bunny. You know? Like Cyrus catches him in the act of trying to turn Diamond Dog.
Yeah, and Cameron's like, be very, very quiet.
Yeah. Like, we've the wabbit alone.
Yeah, that's right. Yeehaw. Anyways.
Oh my gosh, that absolutely killed me. I laughed so hard I scared my dog.
I do believe you think I might be trying to do something here, but I'm just trying to find a needle. Dude, yeah. That's the most ridiculous thing is that Cameron Poe is in control.
Yes.
Not just physically, but everything.
But mentally.
Which, Harrison Ford as president against Gary Oldman, it makes sense, right? Like that works. He's in control. He's got a history in the military, all that stuff. But this old Southern comfort being able to pull this stuff off is...
Well, he was a ranger, so he knows what's up. He knows what's up. He doesn't fight in the basement of the plane like he was a ranger. He fights like he used to do backyard wrestling with his homies.
Them like, hey, listen, guys, it has to be realistic because we are in the belly of this plane. You are going to have to scream and charge at each other like you're chasing a 1-year-old.
Yes.
Because they're both so crouched and they're like, ah! It's like so strange. So strange.
Let's not forget the initial takeover of this plane began with a man being lit on fire who survived it.
Yeah.
Did they have extinguishers? I didn't see it.
Yeah, I think there was an extinguisher.
Was there?
Well, they said
I don't
go
remember
get the extinguisher.
Okay,
I don't
okay.
remember. There was at multiple points in this movie, I kind of lost track of what was happening.
Yeah.
Other than that, it was a cacophony of noise and colors. And then at the end of it, it was like, oh, I guess they lived.
But that's all that
And
it needs.
John Cusack.
Yes, yeah. A cacophony
It's
of
just
noise and colors and John
And beige.
Cusack.
A cacophony of beige from John Cusack.
He might as well have just been like the Shakespearean narrator role.
Yes.
Like you don't belong. You're not in the
He is
story. Like what are
He
you?
is if milk was a person.
Also, between the time that they say the plane will land in 70 minutes and when the plane lands, John Cusack drives into town, talks with Cameron's family, drives back to the base, steals the car, drives to the place they're going. Like,
Also, the fact that it just like this movie was it didn't care about narrative. It just wanted to make things look
Yes.
cool, and it did succeed.
Yes, absolutely.
I think it's Daddurday when you succeed at just trying to look cool at the sacrifice of everything else. For instance, the Last Supper, taking out the eyes of Jesus and his disciples, but that does happen to be the perfect codex for the plan on where to meet to change like planes.
I see,
dude,
when we got there, I thought that the Last Supper thing was important because it was going to be like, he's going to like betray everybody else there. Like, you know what famously happened at that Last Supper, right?
You're trying too hard though, Doge.
Right, but I thought it was like, oh, that's a twist. He's going to dump them all and fly the plane off into the sunset.
dude, I thought that Cameron was
just now
going to
looking
be
in-
Jesus somehow with his long hair. That's what I thought when I saw the last
he
Why
one.
are we?
looks like
We're going to
muscle
actually get an
Jesus.
action slow-mo scene, and it looks like the table. How are we just now doing a deep search of Cyrus's cell?
Right.
Yeah, for real. How do you not see him carving out his special hidey hole for all of his
Every day.
plans?
And then also
And painting over it. Where did he get the paint?
an insane person with the anarchist cookbook in their cell with a box that says "Do not open," and you're like, "Let me go ahead and pop that bad boy up."
Yeah.
And then boom, he told him.
He did. To be fair, he told
He
him.
tried to tell him.
That's the thing. He's trying to look out for him.
Swamp Thing. That's another fun name. Our pilot.
That is a very good name.
It's a great name.
It is. Yes.
My super pump.
Oh, please.
Directly. I mean, it couldn't have happened without Swamp Thing. And it is the landing. It's the landing of the plane.
Yeah.
Oh, it's very good.
It's just on the strip.
Yeah.
It's like, and there's
We get two great landings with Swamp Thing, actually.
Everybody's so relieved that they got these convicts. Man, I'm so glad we caught all of them. Let's not worry about the likely hundreds of people that died.
Right. Yeah.
When the plane landed.
We caught these 11 bad boys.
Like the airplane propeller that Cyrus could foresee happening like a Jedi. So he's like looks before it shows up and then gets out of the way as it cuts the hull of the plane in half. That's great. This was actually part of the legitimate destruction in 1996 of the Sands Motel, the casino.
Really?
It was already on its way out. And so Bruckheimer said, wait a minute.
Can we smash it for our movie?
Can we smash it for
Not
a
a
movie?
bad idea.
And they did. And locals or just people in general that were on the strip during some of the filming and they had a handful of those shots where the plane is flying very low, like called the police. Police got a lot of calls on that day
I'm
because something
sure.
seemed out of place.
I'm sure they did.
Was it the
And there you go.
plane that was very low to the ground? Were they like, that's what's in the wrong place?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It tracks.
The landing is my super pump because it was incredible. And it does a very Daddurday thing. When you think the big action piece is over, it's not quite.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get an action
Surprise,
piece
there's
after
more.
that's bigger, but there's another one. Because what if there was a fight on a fire truck?
Yeah.
That's my super pump. My super pump is the mini deaths of John Malkovich. where
So many.
he gets his foot terminally pinched.
Yeah.
And we're like, that's the end of him. But then they raise him up, like
So
Shamu
he
at
can
SeaWorld.
walk on mountains.
And then they slam him through that sky bridge, and we're like, that's it, he's done. But then that launches him into a conveyor belt in a junk smasher. And then,
No. That's
am I missing a step?
yeah, you're missing the electrocution in the wires.
It launches him into the wires where he gets electrocuted. And then he falls after being zapped into a treadmill that goes into a junk smasher. And then he gets his head smashed. That is the
It's a
most
great death.
ridiculous, gratuitous villain death I have
That is a
ever seen.
fantastic death.
That is like 4 different deaths that we gave John Malkovich at the end of this movie. And it's
not all of them?
unbelievably perfect. I was
For a
so
guy
happy the whole
for
time.
a guy who was Yes, for a guy who was hating how the script was being written the day of, what a torture for him to be like, there's another one. I'm sure he was just apathetic.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I'm dying
like,
again?
Sure.
Great.
I'm going to give it all that I have,
Yes.
but sure.
Oh my gosh. Part of me feels like that was a little bit like, okay, you hated this? Fine. We're going to kill you 5 times.
Yeah, we'll do it again. No, we're not done, John. Sorry.
John.
One more death scene real quick, John.
Sorry, John, you lived.
Speaking of a lesser John Cusack. we chose, though, as we're going to go chase.
Why do we laugh every time we bring up John Cusack in this?
Because it doesn't belong here. It's like, you remember Matthew Broderick in Braveheart?
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Yeah.
I don't recall. But when we decide to have them have a moment of like, man, our 2 heroes are finally here to go ride and chase the bad guy. We don't need Cusack.
There are 3 men
in
I
his
trust.
Tie.
Dude,
yeah,
now there are 3 men.
we only ever hear about 2 of them, right? Is the other one God? Probably.
third one's
his
John
line
Cusack.
his line is like, his first one is, there are 2 men I trust. One of them's me, and the other is not you. And then the next line is, now there are 3 men I trust. One of them's me, and one of them's you, and I guess the other is not him. So who knows?
That's everybody. That pretty much covers all the people on Earth.
Yeah.
So he trusts everyone.
Yeah. It's supposed to have like this. There's supposed to be sentiment because we bring it back, right?
Yeah.
How do I live? And the kiddo is like, which by the way, that is the Grinch love interest as the kid. When they
No
do the
way.
flashback.
Yeah.
It's so fun. I knew
That's
she looked
amazing.
familiar. But,
Martha Mayhew.
Yeah, Martha Mayhuvier.
Yeah, there's this massive moment where it's you haven't seen your dad ever, and it's 10 years later, and he's got the bunny.
If you have never met your dad and he gets off the plane and he's like, "Hi, I'm your dad," and it's like sweaty, bloody, oily,
Is she smart?
ripped to death, bemulleted Nicolas Cage, are you disappointed?
I thought that was one of the more realistic parts of the movie is when this girl's like, I was excited to meet my dad, but this dude is scary.
This is kind of yucky.
Yeah. His hair made me for a moment be like, is this the prequel to The Crypt Keeper? Like, is this the origin story?
It's Beetlejuice hair is what it is.
It is Beetlejuice hair. Big time. The bunny felt like a main character.
Yeah.
Cyrus at one time threatening to shoot the bunny with a gun.
Nobody move or the bunny gets it, I believe is what he says.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is just
it's
incredible line of dialogue.
Lifted straight from Looney Tunes. I actually really loved that. That was fun.
By
By my count, we have all super pumped and super dumped. So before we rate, we do need to design a dad.
Well,
that's something
okay.
that we did last week, right?
I love when you're about to do something and I just yank the rug out from under.
Well, you're about to rate, right? You're about to call us to
Absolutely
rate.
not. I was
What were you
about
about
to
to do?
enter us into design a dad,
Okay.
which is my
I
bit.
trust that.
Well, see, look,
I
we
trust
have the
that.
same ideas.
Let him have his bit, dude.
It's time to design a dad. We got to design our Con
do
Air
it.
dad.
Amazing.
Talk me through the roles again. Remind me who does what.
I think we can mix it up, but basically we need to decide how are they watching it? What type of dad are they? Like, what's their whole deal, look, and everything? What are they drinking? You know,
That's
there's a
what
lot
we
that
did.
goes into this.
Yeah. Last week, I think we did. What have they been doing this morning? What are they wearing? And what are they drinking? And how are they watching it? Or what's their name? I think Carter said.
We
what's their
named it
name?
together.
Carter said the name, and then we decided together how they're watching.
Oh,
because Carter said my dad's name.
I have some ideas
Okay.
for this one, but do you guys have any ideas?
I have a hard time imagining what the dad's been doing. I feel like that's my weakest
I got
part.
this one for sure.
Can I say what he's wearing? I know what he's wearing.
Yeah, tell me what he's
Okay.
wearing. Then I can say, I guess, what he's drinking and how.
Jordan,
Let's see if these all line up. Because I've got some ideas. This is a kebab dad.
Ooh.
This dad has been watching Con Air off and on as he has been skewering meat, peppers, and onions to go run them out to the grill.
Absolutely.
While and then as he puts them on the grill, he runs back inside so that he doesn't miss any of his favorite parts. Kind of stands by the back door and watches.
His favorite parts are when the plane is flying and things are blowing up. So there's plenty of those. So he has time to put the kebabs
So
on.
he's putting the kebabs together, watching. Then he runs out, puts them on the grill, comes back, and he's like, "Did I miss the?" And so that's what this dad's been doing.
Yep.
This dad has flip flops.
Yes, he does.
Because he's going to be a little bit inside and outside. But even though the grill's right by the back door, it's we're not even really getting off the patio.
Yep.
He's wearing some old gym shorts, and he's wearing a Cowboys shirt from when they won a championship like 25 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's the one that is barely holding on.
You can't really see what it says anymore.
The pits are holes.
Yeah.
The pits are holes.
It's like pretty stiff.
There's part of the seam at the bottom is just string.
Yep.
He's afraid to pull because he thinks the whole thing will just get destroyed. He might even be hand washing this now to this point because it means a lot to him. But he's wearing an old faded Cowboy shirt.
I'm picturing this dad. He's hosting. Like people are being forced to consume Con Air with him while he makes these kebabs for dinner, I think.
I think it's lunch. I think it's kebabs for lunch on a Saturday.
Okay.
And he's having his kids. He's like, please
About
just watch
11:15 right now.
Yeah, watch Con Air while they make this. And this has been something this dad's been looking forward to for like the whole week. He's like, it's kebab Saturday.
Yeah.
And so
He's been marinating his pork since
before the
Thursday.
kids woke up, he's been marinating the pork for a couple of days, marinating the steak for 24 hours. Before the kids woke up, he went and got all the veggies for the kebabs. And on the way home, he stopped by 7-Eleven and got himself a huge classic Coke, just a regular Coke. And that's what he's drinking. He's got that in there on the counter. And every time he comes back in to get more meat, he takes himself a big sip of that classic fountain Coke that he got on the way home from the grocery store.
See, that's so funny. I was picturing this dad as one of those like Bud Light Lime-A-Rita dads.
Oh, okay.
But
Gotcha.
as you said, the big fountain Coke, I think that's actually who this dad is.
Because it's the big 7-Eleven styrofoam cup that he had to get more gas because he filled up his little gas can for his mower because he's going to mow after the kebabs are done for sure.
Now, this is not a leading question. This is a real question. So answer it however you see fit. When this dad gets home, does he immediately transfer the drink from that styrofoam cup to whatever favorite gigantic cup he has at home? Or does he drink straight from the styrofoam?
It depends on if he budgeted.
I think he's a tumbler guy.
It depends on if he budgeted enough time for himself. Because there is a reality in which this dad
going straight from the car to the grill.
Straight from the car to the grill because he's trying to get stuff out. And he just turned on Con Air and he was like, hey, you guys are going to love this. Just watch this while I grill for you. Mm-hmm. But if the dad has time, he's going to a tumbler for sure.
So how is he watching?
So through the back door window, you can see it's either he's got a smaller like Dynex like TV outside
on the grill.
I'm thinking mounted,
or he can see through.
So
mounted is what I was thinking. Yeah.
Is this on TNT? Did he just stumble upon this, or did he decide today, hey, I'm pulling out my old DVD?
Here's what I think actually happened. I think it ended up being on TNT, and it felt a little bit meant to be because there's a shelf on this grill that is reserved for what I would call the chosen. And today, it's one of his older girl's boyfriends is coming over. Maybe it's the second hangout, and so he gets to have some separate things that are not necessarily all meant to be on the kebab that are being cooked, and he asks him to come out there, and that's a moment to talk with him and stuff. Yeah. And it also so happens that Con Air is on.
Okay, I love this.
And so now he gets to like test the waters a little bit of like, what does this boy think about this?
This is probably happening yesterday then, on Memorial Day, right?
Sure.
This is like maybe not a Saturday. Maybe this is a Memorial Day.
Yeah. Now, and this dad's name is?
Clint.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's great.
I've never seen more of a Clint.
I can picture Clint.
This is Clint.
Yeah.
Wow, Carter.
Wow.
Absolutely skewered it.
Yeah. Kebab. I was going to say his name is Robert too. That's why Kebabs.
Kebabs for short. Yeah.
Yeah, he makes Bob's Kebabs. That's pretty good. But yeah, it's Clint. It's Clint. Through. Clint's a real flip-flop fountain soda guy.
Yeah.
That's no doubt. That's no doubt at all.
You think Clint played football in high school, but he's packed it on a bit in midlife.
Mm-hmm. And he's short a little bit, I think. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm seeing. But honestly, a treat to hang out with.
Yeah.
A real treat to hang out with.
That's a favorite dad. Yeah, that boyfriend's in for a treat.
Yeah, he's gonna have a good time. If he plays his cards right, he's gonna be a part of a real solid family with Clint.
Yeah.
It is time to rate this movie using the scientific cinema
Can we
scale.
rate Clint? I really like Clint. I'm gonna buy the poster for Clint.
I'm buying the poster
really
for
quick.
Clint for sure.
Okay,
we have created a fictional dad that I want to spend some time with.
I would if I got a text right now that was like, hey, it's Clint. Come over for kebabs on Monday. I'd be like, this is the best week.
Babe, we gotta go.
We gotta go.
We gotta go
eat Clint's kebabs.
Sorry. We gotta go to Clint's place. That still has a good ring to it. Clint Kebabs.
Yeah.
That's what he calls them too. He's got his own like proprietary
because
marinade.
He puts weird seasoning on them. He puts cinnamon on them or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Something he
love it.
borrows something a little spicy to his brain. He just puts like cumin in there or something. It's like, wow. We're gonna rate this movie using the scientific cinema scale, which is perfect.
I'm in love with Clint.
And as follows, I can't stop, guys. I can't stop thinking about Clint. How many Clints out of 10 do we give this movie? No. The scientific cinema scale goes a little something like this. The best thing we could ever say about a movie is own it, don't lend it.
Buy that poster.
The next best thing is buy it, followed by rent it, and then stream it. After that is forget it. And last, but certainly least, the worst thing we could ever say about a movie. God hath forsaken us.
On a scale of 1 to Clint, I'm buying.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna buy this movie. I don't like it as much as Predator, but it still did it for me. I think it's bizarre, and I think it's not as good if we don't have Nick Cage.
Yeah.
This needed to be a Nick
Hundo.
Cage flick, did it not?
Completely agree.
It has to be. We don't need it to
Completely
be
agree.
done. That role does not need to be done very well in this
Shouldn't
sense.
be.
It needs to be Nick Cage trying real hard.
Like if it's McConaughey, I'm out.
I don't know.
Too.
Hold on. You might have picked the one other
Stumbled upon
person
it.
I'd be cool
Yeah.
with.
I'm just saying somebody
Yeah.
who actually has a Southern accent.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I buy it. I buy
sure.
it.
I'm going to buy it as well. I'm going to buy 2 copies, one for me, one for Clint. Going to surprise him, update his DVD to a Blu-ray.
Yeah. Can you imagine you give him the 4K UHD and blow his mind?
Yeah. So, I liked it. I
It only
liked it.
cost you like $15.
I thought this was
Blu-ray.
super fun. Would watch again. No argument there from me. I really enjoyed it. It's a buy.
I'm going to give this a very high rent it. And honestly, for the same reason, it doesn't move my needle into the buy territory because I'm afraid that if I watched it again, it wouldn't. I've spent the excitement. You know what I mean?
That's true.
I know
That's a good
exactly
point.
what it is. And so now,
It's not very Clint of you.
There needs to be a new person. There needs to be a first-time watcher.
exactly.
Watch.
I would rent it to show Jess. Jess didn't watch with me. So I would rent it to show her.
Are you guys okay? or?
Okay.
Yeah, she was just working. She was working. She was out earning money for us, and I was at home spending it on Con Air.
Except you probably streamed it for free like I
Except I probably streamed it for free on Amazon. But this movie is,
Con Air is what you call the massive amount of Taco Bell you had.
hey, I only spent $7. So I got 30 tacos. This movie is
go, Marky Mark.
quite Clintastic.
I spent
though,
$7.
I would say. I only spent $7.
Taco Bell. Who would have thought?
Taco Bell, huh?
Well, that does it for
just
Con
wanna-
Air. I don't know why I said
Taco
that
Bell.
so high.
I just want to eat you, Taco Bell.
We are going to be talking about Independence Day next week, so make sure you stay tuned and dialed in for that. Aliens, am I right?
Aliens.
To end today's episode, I'd like for
I hope this prompt is about Clint.
It is. I'd like for each of us to say our name and what if you had a free afternoon to plan with Clint, what would you plan to give this man a good day? For 2 Chunks and a Hunk, my name is Jordan Wonders, and Clint and I. Are you ready for this?
Yeah. Yeah.
Clint and I, we are going to the 6th floor museum at Dealey Plaza because you know this dad loves history, especially JFK. So we're going to go to the 6th floor museum at Dealey Plaza. We are going to head over after that to Six Flags, where we will ride a couple coasters together because this dad loves roller coasters. And we're going to finish it on his back porch, cracking a couple Coca-Colas from 7-Eleven and jumping on into a Nicolas Cage discussion, he and I together, while the smell of grilled meats fills our nostrils.
This is a weird, maybe kind of personal question. In your mind, can you smell Clint?
I can
Like, I
smell
can
the meat.
smell-
I can smell the kebabs.
I can smell Clint's like kind of deodorant and cologne, whatever he
Definitely
does.
uses Brute aftershave.
Yeah.
See, I was thinking
Yeah.
Irish Spring deodorant for sure.
Yeah. Whatever the cheap dad brand is. I can smell it though. I know what it smells like.
But it's funny because Clint has money. He doesn't have to buy the cheap
No.
stuff, but that's how he has money. Is because he
Right.
buys
Because
the
he
cheap
does
stuff.
buy the
Yep.
cheap stuff.
That's exactly
So
right.
I'm Doge, and my day with Clint can be summed up in 4 words. Are you ready for them?
Yeah.
Those 4 words are Home Depot hot dogs.
Yeah.
We're going to go to Home Depot when they open at 9 in the morning and wander
my dog, they
around.
open earlier than that. Don't even trip.
Wander around the garden section and look at cool flagstones, cool garden things. Clint's real big on his yard. His yard is his pride and joy. So we're going to look at like lawn ornaments. He's going to tell me all about the best kind of fertilizers and wheelbarrows and things like that. And then we're going to finish our morning with some Home Depot hot dogs from that little grill in the front on the way out. I'm not even sure if Home Depot still does that. In a post-COVID world, that probably does.
I think it just depends on the situation, right?
Depends on the depot.
Yeah. Oh, is that it?
Yeah, it's just a half day. Clint knows I got stuff to do.
That.
The last thing Clint wants to do is impose. He's
Yeah,
like, listen, I
burden.
know you've got friends your age. You guys like to go do what you do.
But that's why you want to spend more time with them,
Spend this
right?
morning. Exactly. Like I'm sad after we eat our hot dogs and I have to go home and Clint has to go home. And I'll call him on Monday, you know.
Yeah. You know, Clint probably wouldn't still call himself an athlete, but he used to be
tear it up.
into that. He played some collegiate sports.
Yeah.
Not big time, but he was able to do it, and that was a big deal for him. But there's still many things that he's still very good at in terms of a competitive environment. And so what I've done is started off by surprising him. You know what? It's one of those things. Clint's not usually down for this, but I'm driving him out, and I'm saying I'm not telling you where we're going.
Oh, okay.
But I think we're to the point to where he's trusted me enough that we're doing this.
Yeah.
And we pull up on like a legitimate like cornhole tournament.
Oh, yeah.
And
He's
he's like, well,
cornhole dad,
he's
dude.
recently been researching into this more. He's like, well, we can't do this unless we're members of the NCA, the National Cornhole Association. I was like, Clint,
Look in your wallet.
look in your wallet.
Oh my gosh, you got his wife in.
I wouldn't
on it.
touch
You got
his wallet.
wife in
That's
on it.
probably a bad idea. Got his wife in on it.
Becky
Yeah.
Bex.
Becky put the card in the wallet, I assume.
Yeah.
Becky put the card in the wallet, and there he is. He is an official member, and we are going to break the seal today.
Yeah.
And enter in a cornhole tournament, not even caring how we do.
Sure.
We probably get close to placing, and it's going to be pretty memorable.
And it's because of Clint. Clint's carrying the team for sure.
Clint's carrying the team, absolutely. And you can see that competitive edge come back a little bit from the college days.
Man, I want to hang out with Clint now.
We have invented
Are we just doing a different? Do we want to do a new podcast
all about
We want to get rid of the movie stuff.
Clintiverse?
Let's just build that.
Dude, we should create a service where we design your dream dad.
Yeah.
We're like
feels
the
like a
Property
decent-
Brothers, but we're
the Papa T brothers.
Oh, there's something there. There's something there.
Hoppity Brothers.
There's something there.
I do love the flagstone.
No, don't put that voice on Clint.
I do love what you were able to do around here.
Is Clint a little stocky fella in y'all's brains?
Yeah.
You got a big old
Yeah.
belly.
Yeah. Clint is about 5'8".
Yeah. Clint is somehow, if I'm standing up and he's standing up, I'm looking at him with that cowboy shirt on, I can see under his belly.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. There's
Yes.
some overhang on the shirt. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Just enough, though. Like he's two pieces, like he's a Lego. It almost feels like there's a line that's
What
waist
a
and
lovable
belly.
guy we have created.
But he's so, like, his arms and legs are so strong.
Yeah, he's got that dad thick strength.
Hairy.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. Good crush.
If we're describing you or your dad, would you get in touch with us? I just want to.
For real. If you
wanna hang
know
out with
a Clint, if there's any Clints in your life that fit this description, please help us
I
get
would
in
love
touch with
to
them.
adopt Clint.
What a special moment for someone who we've just described their dad. That might be strange.
If we've just pulled their dad out of the ether, that pretty much confirms it's a simulation.
If Clint is somebody's dad, they are just as in love with him as we are. That I guarantee.
that's true. Should we end the episode and stop talking about Clint?
If we have to.
I guess.
How about we stop
You can
recording,
go.
but we still
We keep talking about Clint. Let's end the
Let's
episode,
stop
but let's keep
recording,
talking.
but keep talking about
Yeah, I'll agree to 50% of that. That's great.